In the landscape of human thought, the wolf is rarely just an animal, it is a mirror. When psychologists and philosophers look at the wolf, they see the things we fear most about ourselves and the things we most desperately need. The wolf mind is a framework for understanding the duality of human nature, the savage and the social, the predator and the protector. Party, the philosophical wolf, Homo homini lupus. Western philosophy has long been obsessed with the animal nature of man. The wolf usually appears here as a symbol of unbridled aggression and chaos. Hobbes and the state of nature. The most famous philosophical invocation of the wolf comes from the 17th century philosopher Thomas Hobbes. He popularized the Latin phrase Homo homini lupus, man is a wolf to man. For Hobbes, the wolf mind was a state of terrifying anarchy. He believed that without civilization, laws, government, social contracts, humans would exist in a state of nature where everyone is at war with everyone else. In this view, the inner wolf is pure selfish predation. It is the part of us that would steal, kill, and destroy to survive. The philosophical takeaway, the wolf mind, is dangerous and must be caged by the social contract. To Nietzsche and the blonde beast. Centuries later, Friedrich Nietzsche took a controversial opposing view. He criticized civilization for domesticating humanity too much. He argued that by suppressing our instincts, our will to power, we made ourselves sick and weak. Nietzsche spoke of the blonde beast, a lion or wolf metaphor, suggesting that there is a vitality, a strength, and a necessary aggression in the primal mind that society tries to shame out of us. The philosophical takeaway, the wolf mind, is the source of vitality and strength. To kill the wolf is to kill human potential. Part 2. The psychological wolf, the shadow and the archetype. Moving from philosophy to psychology, we stop looking at ethics, good versus evil, and start looking at structure, how the mind works. On Jung and the shadow self. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist whose work heavily influenced American psychology, would view the wolf mind as a classic manifestation of the shadow. The shadow consists of the traits we repress because they are not polite or socially acceptable: rage, lust, territoriality, and selfishness. The repression trap. When a human ignores their inner wolf, it doesn't die. It retreats into the unconscious and grows feral. A person who denies they have anger will eventually snap in a violent outburst. Integration. Jungian psychology suggests we must integrate the shadow. We must acknowledge the wolf. When we accept that we are capable of aggression, we can choose to use that aggression constructively, e.g., protecting a child, fighting for a cause, rather than destructively. 2. The archetype of the wild woman. In the 1990s, American analyst Clarissa Pinkola Estes wrote the seminal book, Women Who Run with the Wolves. She shifted the wolf mind from a male-centric aggression metaphor to a female-centric intuition metaphor. The intuitive wolf. Estes argued that the wolf mind represents knowing. Wolves rely on acute senses, reading the environment and trusting their gut. In this context, the wolf mind is the ability to sniff out danger or opportunity before it is logically visible. It is the archetype of the wise protector. Part 3. The evolutionary reality, debunking the alpha. In recent decades, American evolutionary psychology and biology have forced us to rewrite the philosophy of the wolf based on new data. 1. The myth of the alpha male. For years, wolf mind psychology in the corporate world and self-help books focused on the alpha, the dominant bully who forces the pack into submission. This is scientifically incorrect. The researcher who coined the term alpha wolf, L. David Meck, later disavowed it. In the wild, wolf packs are not ruled by tyrants, they are ruled by parents. The alpha is simply the father or mother. They lead through caretaking, experience, and social cohesion, not just brute force. 2. hypersociality and the pack. The true wolf mind is not the mind of a killer. It is the mind of a distinct collectivist. Cooperation. Wolves hunt prey 10 times their size. No single wolf can do this. The wolf mind is the ability to synchronize with others, to communicate non-verbally, and to suppress individual ego for the group's survival. Altruism. Evolutionary psychologists study wolves to understand human altruism. Wolves will regurgitate food for pups that aren't theirs. They will mourn their dead. Psychological pivot. If you truly have a wolf mind, you are not a lone wolf. A lone wolf is usually a dead wolf. You are a creature that cannot function without deep, loyal bonds to a specific tribe. Part 4. Synthesis. The integrated wolf mind. How do we apply this to the modern American psyche? We are currently living in a time of high anxiety and social fragmentation. The wolf mind offers a path to balance. 1. Controlled aggression, the guardian. We need the Hobbesian wolf, but disciplined. This is the psychology of the sheepdog. It is the capacity for violence that is held in check, only released to protect the pack, family, community. A person without a wolf mind is helpless. A person with an uncontrolled wolf mind is a criminal. A person with an integrated wolf mind is a guardian. 2. Instinctual intelligence. In an era of data overload, AI, smartphones, we are losing our somatic, body-based intelligence. The wolf mind philosophy encourages reconnecting with the body. Am I safe? Do I trust this person? Does this environment feel wrong? Thinking like a wolf means trusting the hair on the back of your neck as much as you trust a spreadsheet. 3. Radical loyalty. American culture is highly individualistic. The wolf mind is a counterculture philosophy. It asks, who is in your pack? It demands a shift from, how do I succeed, to, how does the pack survive winter? It suggests that mental health is not found in isolation, but in the thick of a social network where you have a clear role. To cultivate a wolf mind in the modern world is to reject the idea that we are just domestic, polite employees. It is to acknowledge that we are biological creatures with a need to hunt, pursue goals, a need to belong, the pack, and a capacity to defend what matters. It is the balance between the wild and the wise,